The Spirit in the Body by Robert Crosbie. Letter 35. I have your letter of Sunday. Sorry that the trip was hard and immediately fruitless, but we know that there is no blame for results, if the best we know is done. So we can rest on that, and go on to the next duty free from any anxiety. I have read the extracts you send, they are all good, and we cannot have too many of them. Even if we do not use them all in the prospective pamphlet, they will be at our hand in compact form for reference and use for others. All this research must have its effect on your perceptions as to what the intention of the messenger was and is. You have found for yourself and cannot be accused of taking any other's statement. It places you in a position which is unassailable, and that is good for you, for the benefit of others who have accepted other ideas and follow other courses. The self of matter and the self of spirit can never meet. The trouble is, as you say, materializatio of concepts. When we see that the trouble lies in that, we are on our guard against it, and all the time endeavor to correct that personal tendency. As results always follow effort, the difficulty is finally overcome. If we have confidence in our power to learn, and reliance on the law of our being, we can never feel discouraged even though we seem to be falling back, or making no progress. The result of the effort is not in that with which we identify ourselves when we are impatient or discouraged, but of, and in, the inner nature which impelled the effort, and which in reality was then in action. We are not our body, brain, circumstances, duties nor any changeable thing, they constitute our instrument and opportunities only, they change and pass away. In them all, duty is the royal talisman. I think it would be better to take the position that you never fail nor fall nor slip back, but that you have not been constant and careful in guidance of your responsive, but irresponsible instrument, hence, you feel the effects through it of your lack of care. Get hold of it, take care of it, guide it, use it, but be the self, the man that is, that was, that ever shall be, to whom all these things are but fleeting shadows. The fight against the personal idea is a long one. The personality has to be watched that it does not insidiously take to itself what it has no claim to. Theosophy was given to us, we but pass it on. People are naturally grateful to receive it, and this is right, but the one who passes it along knows where gratitude belongs. He can say, "Thank Theosophy," as I do. It enables me to help others, it will also enable you. In that way he helps himself as he helps others. Now as to your extracts on which you want me to say something, I establish this whole universe with a single portion of myself and remain separate. The finite mind cannot understand many things, and being finite and conditioned myself, I cannot explain that which is beyond the power of sages, but if I were endeavoring to form an idea for myself in regard to the above, I would take that of abstract space as the basis of that I which establishes the universe as a portion of itself. That portion could not be formed by any other cause or inherency than the absolute, space, yet space is illimitable, notwithstanding innumerable universes, space being not only around such universes, but in and throughout every particle of manifested matter. Our bodies are in space, and space is in our bodies, so that while bodies are formed from and in space, yet space remains space and hence separate. These are words only, yet may serve to convey an idea, grasped but not materialized. I am the origin of all, would have its explanation in the above, the self as all and in all. The eightfold division of my nature is inferior, even though it includes manas, buddhi, and ahankara. These divisions are inferior because they are divisions, conditioned aspects, progressively changeable, hence non-eternal. The superior nature is different because eternal and unchangeable, the origin, nature and basis of all beings. While all these conditioned aspects exist, that which perceives in them all is the self, there is nothing but the self. Take ourselves, what perceives in waking, what in dream, what in sushupti, what in manas, what in buddhi, is it not the same consciousness per selenium under varying conditions? This consciousness is no one of the aspects or conditions, nor all of them put together, but is the cause of all evolution of matter and form, and the perceiver and knower in all. It is said that the universe is embodied consciousness. Consciousness must be the knower of all embodiments and superior to any embodiment or conditioned aspect of perception. Our bodies are made up of innumerable and varying small lives, through which we obtain contact with this plane. Our conditioned aspect of consciousness is so by reason of this contact and attraction of lives. Their aspect is expanded, and both are consciousness differently conditioned. We might consider it this way: all is consciousness, either unconditioned or conditioned in innumerable degrees, and yet that consciousness is one, the power to perceive. The more any aspect expands, the more the sense of oneness in it, the self in all things and all things in the self. It cannot be explained, but it may be felt. The conditioned has its origin, basis and being in the unconditioned, but the conditioned is not the unconditioned. Know that Purusha and Prakriti are eternal. This is the same as saying spirit and matter are coexistent and co-eternal. Spirit and matter are not to be regarded as independent realities, but as two facets or aspects of the Absolute, which constitutes the basis of conditioned being, whether subjective or objective. If nothing in these suggestions, call again.